In just a few minutes, we will stand in silence for 1 minute as the national siren blares throughout Israel in remembrance of Israel's fallen soldiers and victims of terror. Unlike this year, every year I visit Har Herzl, Israel's national military cemetery, along with thousands of families and mourners remembering their loved ones that fell. As the siren blares, I close my eyes. Chills overcome my body. When I hear the siren, I think of all those who made this ultimate sacrifice in order for us to be here today as a free nation. I think of lone soldiers like Max Steinberg, who was friends with many of my friends from college in Los Angeles, and whose body I witnessed being lowered into his final resting spot. While his family remains alive forever, while his memory remains alive forever, I think of the story of Michael Levin, whose parents we'll hear later on, whose grave I visit every year, and who was determined to return to Israel to protect his people during the Second Lebanon War. I think about the bus I almost stepped on, that moments later blew up into pieces. And I think about our people's persecution, our only crime, wanting to be a free people in our land. Towards the end of the siren, I think of hope. I find comfort in the resilience of our people, the solidarity of our people. Over 30,000 people attended the funeral of Max Steinberg, brothers and sisters, family he never knew he had. But I never forget that I'm standing in the sovereign state of Israel due to the sacrifices of those we remember today. I found this excerpt from an article particularly interesting about the connection of mourning and sirens in the Torah. First, there's the phase of Yom Hazikaron itself. With respect to Passover, Pesach, we read in the Torah, "This day shall be to you one of remembrance, one of Zikaron." And regarding Rosh Hashanah, a sacred occasion commemorated with loud blast, Zikaron Teruah. In a different context, trumpet blasts and remembrance are associated with war. When you are at war in your land against an aggressor who attacks you, you shall sound short blasts on the trumpet, that you may be remembered before the Lord your God and be delivered from your enemies. Passover makes us recall the Exodus, whereas the shofar's blast during the 7th month of the biblical calendar plays a similar role to that of the trumpet's blast in wartime. The blast of the shofar or trumpet, it's a prayer, reminding God of Israel's distress. Air raid sirens can be seen as a modern day version of the biblical connection between the shofar blast, war, and remembrance. The siren will blare in a second. Following the siren, it's customary to lower the flag to half-staff as a sign of respect and sorrow to fallen ones, which will be followed by a trumpet blast, usually played during the lowering of the flag. Every day, we're so focused on our daily responsibilities and thinking about the future. For the next minute, let's take a moment to reflect on the past and really, truly be present. This is the time to mourn and remember those who have sacrificed for our freedom. After the sacrifice, we'll hear stories that will give meaning to those sacrifices, that enable us to be a free people in our land. We're all asked to stand as we await the siren. In Israel, at this point, we would be lowering the flag to half staff. Tonight, we will be lowering the flag to half staff in our hearts as we listen to the sound of the trumpet.